Welcome, deep diver. Have you ever found yourself watching a story unfold and thought, this connection, it feels like it spans more than just a lifetime?
Mm.
Have you ever wondered if true love, like a bond so profound it literally follows you into your next life, can transcend time, fate, and even death itself? Well, today we're embarking on a deep dive into a story that dives headfirst into that very question. We're talking about the critically acclaimed Thai drama, Until We Meet Again. Now, this isn't just a romance, so it's undeniably deeply romantic. It's really a sprawling saga of reincarnation, the heavy burden of generational trauma, and the astonishing, enduring power of love that defies even the most brutal societal opposition. Our mission today is to thoroughly explore its complex, dual timeline narrative, its deep emotional core, and precisely why it's considered a true masterpiece in its genre. We're going to trace the intertwined destinies of two couples across different eras and, perhaps most importantly, unravel the intricate threads of the red thread of fate that binds them together.
And we're going to give you a comprehensive understanding of exactly why this series resonates so deeply with audiences, offering such a rich, nuanced tapestry of emotional and social commentary. What's truly fascinating here, beyond the surface story, is how the show masterfully weaves together these dual timelines, the compelling and deeply empathetic character arcs of its lead couples, the profound themes it explores, from destiny and the weight of the past to the journey of societal acceptance, and crucially, the exceptional production choices that brought this incredibly sensitive and powerful story to life. By the end of this deep dive, you'll not only understand the narrative, but you'll grasp the depth and artistry that makes this series a must-watch for anyone interested in truly impactful, emotionally resonant storytelling.
Okay, so we have to start with a moment that is nothing short of heartbreaking, a scene that really serves as a visceral gut punch right at the beginning. We open on the 1980s in Thailand, a time where a love like theirs wasn't just frowned upon, but considered absolute taboo, dangerous, and even criminal in some ways.
Yeah, the show doesn't shy away from confronting us immediately with the violent opposition Korn and In Touch face. It's truly brutal. You have Korn, the reserved, somewhat stoic son of a powerful, influential mafia family, and then there's In Touch, or In, a vibrant, optimistic, and utterly fearless university student. They fall deeply, irrevocably in love, but their bond is met with fierce, relentless disapproval, particularly from Korn's powerful traditional family. We witness the threats, the emotional and physical abuse, the sheer suffocating intolerance of the era that leaves you breathless. This immediate tragedy, this relentless pressure that ultimately pushes them to the desperate decision to take their own lives, isn't just a sad beginning. It's the explosive catalyst for everything that follows, highlighting the brutal societal intolerance that pushed two souls to their absolute limits. The opening scene, while it carefully avoids graphic violence, is deliberately unsettling and profoundly upsetting, instantly establishing the monumental stakes and the deep, crushing sorrow that permeates their initial story. It sets a tone that says, this love comes at an immense cost.
And yet, even in that profound, tragic ending, their bond isn't broken. This is where Until We Meet Again introduces its most beautiful and profoundly hopeful central concept, the red thread of fate, or Dai Daeng. It's such a powerful, almost defiant idea after such heartbreak, isn't it? That some connections are simply unbreakable.
Right. And what's truly insightful about Dai Daeng in Until We Meet Again isn't merely the romantic destiny, though that's certainly a core component. It's how the show uses this ancient belief as a profound metaphor for unresolved karmic debt and inherited emotional legacy. In Thai and broader East Asian folklore, the Daegong is often depicted as an invisible, unbreakable thread tied by the gods, usually the lunar matchmaker at birth, connecting destined lovers. But here, it's not just that soulmates are connected, it's that this specific thread carries the immense weight of past actions, past suffering, and past unfulfilled potential. For Korn and In Touch, their desperate vows to always find each other, coupled with the raw, visceral grief of their families at their funeral, symbolically ensures their eventual reunion. We see In Touch's father, despite his earlier anger, with Korn's father's reluctant help, explicitly tying a red string from In's finger to Korn's in the casket, stating that this act will bring them together in their next lives. This isn't just a cultural custom. It's a narrative device that frames their tragic story not as a final end, but as a painful, necessary pause. A promise that destiny will intervene again, carrying their unfulfilled love into a future where it might finally flourish. It imbues their sacrifice with a purpose beyond mere despair.
So, okay, we fast forward 30 years. We meet Palm, pronounced like Palm, but with a softer L, shy, introverted university freshman. He's plagued by this inexplicable sadness, almost a chronic melancholy, experiences panic attacks triggered by loud, sudden noises, and carries a constant, almost palpable feeling of searching for someone he can't quite name or remember. It's absolutely heartbreaking to see him carrying all that weight, isn't it? He feels incomplete, even to himself.
That deep sadness Palm carries is palpable, making him immediately empathetic. His path, fated as it is, crosses with Dean, the intense stoic president of the university swimming club. Their initial meeting isn't merely a coincidence or a simple attraction. It's a profound, immediate recognition, almost as if their very souls remember each other instantly before their minds can catch up. You absolutely see it in Dean's unwavering gaze, the sheer intensity in his eyes the moment he sees Palm. He looks at him as if he's found his missing half, the void he's been feeling his entire life finally starting to fill. Their very first interaction at a bustling supermarket is incredibly overwhelming for Palm, causing him to break down in inexplicable tears, and Dean, rather than being startled, is immediately transfixed, instinctively drawn to him, needing to protect him. It's a truly powerful moment of destiny beginning to unfold, a silent promise between two souls.
For a story about such immense fated love, it's often the small, almost mundane moments that resonate most deeply, rather than grand, sweeping gestures. Think about those traditional Thai desserts Palm cooks, or even something as simple as wanting omelets on the same day. How does the series manage to make these seemingly ordinary details feel so incredibly profound and essential to the red thread narrative, without resorting to constant dramatic coincidences?
That's a brilliant observation. The show's genius lies in using these subtle, everyday details as almost subconscious breadcrumbs for the audience and characters alike. These aren't just cute character quirks or random plot devices. They are threads woven directly from the past, guiding Dean and Palm closer, proving that the universe itself is conspiring for their reunion. Palm's innate talent for cooking traditional Thai desserts, particularly those wrapped with delicate lotus petals, becomes a crucial symbolic link to InTouch's past. These are recipes passed down through InTouch's family, especially from his beloved grandmother. What's even more telling is Dean's inexplicable nostalgia for these specific desserts, particularly Kanam Shan, despite never having consciously tried them before.
Oh, wow. Like a phantom taste memory.
Exactly. It's such a beautiful, understated hint at his past life's memory. Even seemingly minor shared experiences, like both wanting omelets for breakfast on the exact same day, serve as powerful yet gentle reinforcements of the parallel lives they're living and the undeniable pull of their shared destinies. It's a way of showing that the connection isn't just in dramatic moments, but in the quiet, intrinsic parts of their beings, making the fated connection feel deeply authentic.
As we mentioned, Palm isn't just shy. He's carrying the very real weight of InTouch's trauma, a burden he doesn't even consciously understand. His panic attacks, his inexplicable tears, his fear of loud noises. It's a heartbreakingly raw portrayal of something akin to inherited PTSD. It's like he's living with a ghost, or rather, being that ghost sometimes.
It's a masterful depiction, truly. The series does an exceptional, even groundbreaking job of showing how past trauma doesn't simply disappear with death. It manifests in the present with profound, debilitating effects. Palm's emotional vulnerability and inexplicable fears, his uncanny fear of loud noises that send him into debilitating panic, his crying for no reason that seems to come from a deep internal well of sorrow, are direct, tangible echoes of InTouch's suffering and tragic final moments. These crying episodes aren't repetitive for the sake of drama. They are a powerful, consistent indicator of the past bleeding into his current life, often triggered by a sudden sound, a flash of an image, or even a sense of déjà vu. In these moments, Dean instinctively knows how to comfort him, holding him, shushing him, providing a grounding presence. It's a very sensitive, honest, and unflinching portrayal of how unresolved grief and trauma can not only impact a new life, but actively haunt it, demanding to be seen and healed.
Right. And Dean, on the other hand, embodies a deep, unarticulated sense of responsibility. He feels this constant void, a nagging incompleteness that only Palm seems to fill. He's the stoic one, the president of the swimming club, outwardly composed. But you can almost physically feel his internal struggle, this unconscious quest that drives him.
He absolutely is. Dean is drawn to Palm, not just by romantic attraction, but by a powerful, almost primal instinctual need to protect and ground him, to make sense of the profound connection he feels. His stoicism, which gives Ohm's performance its quiet intensity and measured performance, begins to slowly, subtly unravel as he instinctively seeks answers to the mystery of his profound connection to Palm. He experiences his own flashes of memory, a sense of familiarity with places and feelings he shouldn't know. This powerful, inexplicable pull eventually leads him to actively research Korn and InTouch's tragic history, delving into old newspaper articles and family records. He's unconsciously fulfilling a quest for understanding and resolution that stretches across lifetimes. carrying the weight of Korn's past trauma and unfulfilled love even before fully understanding its origins. It's a fascinating dynamic where the protector is also the one seeking answers.
So, with these two intertwined narratives, the tragic past of Korn and In Touch, and the unfolding present of Dean and Pom, how does the show keep these two timelines clear and emotionally impactful without confusing the audience? It's a complex narrative challenge that many series struggle with, especially when dealing with reincarnation. It could get messy, right?
It could. But this is where director Nu Sawaj, a truly revered figure in the BL genre, shines. He doesn't just insert flashbacks as simple narrative exposition for the audience. Instead, he masterfully crafts them as visceral, almost intrusive experiences for Pom, and to a lesser extent, Dean. Think of specific recurring moments. A loud noise triggering a distorted image of a gunshot in Pom's mind, or the taste of a specific dessert unlocking a flood of In Touch's vibrant yet sometimes painful memories.
Oh, yeah, those moments are really jarring.
Exactly. They aren't just stylistic choices. They are profound empathetic devices. The disorienting cuts, the sudden shifts in color palette, often muted or sepia-toned for the past, and the heightened, sometimes distorted sound design of these transitions force the audience to experience Pom's disassociation and the blurring of identities. It makes the past not just seen, but deeply felt, immersing us in his psychological burden. This nonlinear storytelling builds immense emotional depth, allowing you to simultaneously feel the full tragedy and despair of Korn and In Touch while fiercely rooting for Dean and Pom's chance at a new beginning. The contrast between Korn and In Touch's doomed, volatile love and Dean and Pom's nascent, tender romance is, as fans often say, gut-wrenching in the best possible way. It allows us to appreciate the stakes, the journey of healing, and the sheer audacity of destiny.
And beyond the intricate plot, the show uses every tool at its disposal to draw us in. The visual and auditory elements are just as crucial as the acting, aren't they? It truly feels like a whole package.
Absolutely. The production quality here truly raised the bar for production quality and emotional depth in BL dramas, moving beyond typical genre constraints. The cinematography is stunning, often employing a dreamlike, soft-focus aesthetic that lends a timeless, ethereal quality to both past and present scenes, particularly during intimate moments or flashbacks. This is combined with the lush musical score and a melancholic original soundtrack that is itself incredibly powerful. The music, with its poignant melodies, becomes a character in itself, underscoring the deep, fated connection of the main characters, often swelling during moments of memory recall or emotional climax.
You really feel it when the music kicks in.
You do. It's used incredibly effectively to signal transitions between timelines and to heighten the emotional impact of key scenes to another level. And then there's the acting, especially Fluk Natouch's portrayal of Pom. His ability to convey Pom's innocence, emotional vulnerability, and the overwhelming weight of In Touch's memories, particularly in the heavy, traumatic scenes, is nothing short of incredible. What's more, his seamless transition between the personas of Pom and In Touch in the final episode is a testament to his extraordinary skill, allowing us to deeply feel the complex mix of their own identities and the lingering, painful memories of their past selves. And Ohm's quiet intensity, as Dean also powerfully conveys his character's internal struggle, his deep-seated protectiveness, and the undeniable pull of his fated connection. The combination of these elements creates a truly immersive and emotionally resonant experience.
So while the dark shadow of the past looms, Dean and Pom are also navigating a very real, tender, college-age romance in the present. It's a beautiful, delicate contrast, isn't it? This blossoming love against the backdrop of an unresolved tragedy.
It truly is. Their relationship blossoms with so many tender moments that feel incredibly authentic to young love shared meals in the university cafeteria. A very sweet first official date at an aquarium where they find quiet joy in each other's presence. And a hesitant, emotionally charged first kiss. These scenes are essential for showing their connection as more than just reincarnation. It's a genuine, evolving love in the present. But even these joyous occasions are often subtly punctuated by ominous flashbacks, a sudden wave of sadness for Pom, or poignant conversations about the red thread of fate, reminding you that there are darker, fated undertones constantly at play.
Right, it's never just a date. There's always that undercurrent.
Exactly. Dean's quietly protective nature and Pom's shy, almost grateful acceptance build a compelling, quiet chemistry that feels both delicate and incredibly strong. You see, Dean's usual stoicism melt away, replaced by quiet enthusiasm and a gentle demeanor exclusively reserved for Pom. Yet the discussions about the red thread of fate theory always hint at the serious, almost dark side of their destiny, ensuring that the audience never forgets the past they are unknowingly reliving.
Okay, now a truly crucial turning point in the series is when the two families, unknowingly linked by reincarnation and by a shared traumatic history, finally start to connect. This must have been a monumental, almost cataclysmic revelation within the show for the characters involved. How does that unfold?
It was incredibly powerful, and it unravels with devastating emotional impact. A major revelation comes when Dean's maternal grandmother is revealed to be In Touch's older sister, now an elderly woman who has carried the grief and guilt of her brother's tragic death for decades.
Wow, so she knew In Touch.
Oh, yes. This is a moment absolutely brimming with generational grief and profound, aching recognition. This not only links the past and present families in a tangible, undeniable way, but also highlights how the trauma of Korn and In Touch's deaths reverberated through the generations, creating deep rifts, unspoken secrets, and unhealed wounds that impacted everyone. The unexpected discovery of Palm's connection to Korn's family through his uncle and grandfather further binds their fates, creating an intricate web of familial ties that makes their reunion inevitable and deeply symbolic.
So both sides are connected then?
Yes, both sides. We learn that Korn's father, despite his outward disapproval, secretly kept the apartment where the tragedy happened as a shrine, filled with his own remorse. And In Touch's father, who tied the red string at the funeral, was similarly consumed by regret. It's a stunning moment of realization, revealing that the pain extended far beyond the two lovers, enveloping their entire lineages, and now finally coming full circle to demand resolution.
The series powerfully uses these past and present timelines to highlight a critical social theme, doesn't it? It transcends being just a love story to become a significant social commentary.
What's truly insightful and moving here is how the show constructs a profound commentary on societal progress and the enduring impact of prejudice. Korn and In Touch's love in the 1980s was not just disapproved of, it was unequivocally a taboo, met with systemic violence and ingrained bigotry. We see In Touch's father slap him for seeing Korn, Korn's father directly threaten In Touch, and the pervasive fear that ultimately drove them to their desperate act. It's a stark, painful mirror to a less tolerant past.
Really hard to watch those scenes.
Absolutely. In stark contrast, Dee and Pam's relationship in the modern day benefits from a far more accepting environment. They have supportive friends who champion their love and, crucially, eventually accepting family members. Pam's mother is super supportive, offering unwavering love. Dean's father, after an initial moment of quiet, burdened contemplation, makes a conscious, powerful choice to break the cycle of intolerance. He tells Dean, be gentle, and explicitly accepts their relationship, choosing not to repeat the mistakes and the pain caused by his own father's actions.
That's huge, a conscious decision not to repeat the past.
It is huge. This comparison beautifully illustrates societal progress in LGBTQ+ acceptance, while simultaneously showing the lingering emotional toll and the deep scars of past intolerance. It's a narrative that offers immense hope, but also unflinchingly acknowledges the profound pain that paved the way.
And as Dean and Pam get closer to unraveling the full truth of their past, the emotional intensity reaches a terrifying peak. Episode 16 in particular takes an incredibly dark, almost harrowing turn, doesn't it?
It's an absolutely gut-wrenching and pivotal episode, truly a masterclass in psychological tension. As Dean and Pam delve deeper, Pam's flashbacks intensify to an unbearable degree, blurring the lines between his identity and In Touch's. The weight of In Touch's grief and the memory of his final moments become almost physically overwhelming for Pam. His reluctance to confront the past directly, born out of fear, stands in stark contrast with Dean's unwavering determination to understand and heal. The climax sees Pam, in a deeply traumatized, dissociated state, drawn compulsively to Korn and In Touch's old apartment, the very scene of their deaths. This culminates in a desperate, horrifying act. His past life's grief resurfaces with full force, and he finds himself holding a gun to his head, reliving In Touch's final agonizing moments.
Oh my God, that's intense.
It is. The scene is shot in the pouring rain, mirroring the exact weather conditions of In Touch and Korn's last moments, creating a chilling, almost unbearable echo. It's a powerful and profoundly disturbing visual representation of unresolved generational trauma, making it abundantly clear that this isn't just about remembrance or a simple love story, but about literally breaking a tragic, self-destructive cycle that has haunted them for decades. It left me absolutely speechless, an incredibly brave and difficult scene to portray.
In the finale, after that terrifying climax, the deepest wounds begin to heal, not just for Dean and Pam, but crucially for their families. It's such a powerful moment of collective resolution and intergenerational reckoning, isn't it?
Indeed. The tension in that apartment is almost unbearable. But then the families, now united in their understanding of the full scope of the tragedy, arrive. In Touch's older brother and Korn's father, burdened by decades of regret, step forward. They offer profound, heartfelt apologies for the roles their families played in the past tragedy, and they make solemn, unbreakable promises to protect Dean and Pharm, ensuring that history will not, under any circumstances, repeat itself.
So the parents, or rather the remaining family, finally step up.
They do. This is a monumental moment of collective catharsis, where the remorse and wisdom of the older generation, the knowledge that In Touch's father had tied that red string with Korn's father's help at the funeral, that Korn's father had kept the apartment as a shrine out of guilt, finally brings a semblance of peace and understanding to all involved. In a truly pivotal moment, Dean, speaking as Korn for the very first time, offers a raw, emotional apology to Pharm, now fully embodying In Touch for being selfish for the choices they made. And In Touch, through Pharm, offers his forgiveness, releasing both himself and Korn from the cycle of guilt and despair. It's truly a release, a moment where the past is finally allowed to find rest.
And the guidance they received earlier from a monk back in episode 12 takes on such new and profound meaning here, doesn't it? It's not just about individual healing, but a broader, almost spiritual understanding of their journey.
Absolutely. The monk's advice, given at a time when Dean and Pharm were still struggling to understand their connection, centered on the importance of strength, trust, and most crucially, forgiveness. This wisdom becomes paramount in the finale, providing a spiritual and philosophical framework for their entire journey. It's not just about the individuals breaking a cycle of trauma, but about the deeply embedded intergenerational trauma that has afflicted their families. Forgiveness, both self-forgiveness for past actions and forgiveness for those who caused past suffering, is presented as the essential key to releasing the past's tenacious hold. It allows Dean and Pharm to truly build their own future unburdened.
Like Dean said, this is our life. We can choose differently.
Exactly. That line perfectly encapsulates this profound shift from being merely products of fate to actively exercising their own agency, to forging a new, hopeful path.
So after all that confrontation and painful truth, the true turning point for Dean and Pharm comes not through another dramatic external confrontation, but through a shared, serene dream sequence. This is such a unique and beautifully understated way to bring closure to such a tumultuous narrative. Tell us about that.
It's a beautifully poignant and incredibly smart narrative choice. After the intensity of the apartment scene, there's a necessary period of separation, allowing both Dean and Pharm individual time to process the weight of their revelations and to ensure that their love was truly their own, not just an echo of the past. Then, Pharm has a pivotal dream. He sees Korn In Touch in their old condo, not in tragedy or despair, but in a peaceful, almost mundane moment, simply bickering and talking, a normal, loving interaction they were denied in life. Then, in a truly ethereal moment, In Touch turns directly to Pharm, offering a genuine, heartfelt thank you before he and Korn turn and walk away together, hand in hand, finally able to rest in peace.
Wow. Just thank you.
Just thank you. This dream signifies a profound release, a final goodbye from their past selves. It's a moment where the souls of Korn and In Touch finally find rest, allowing Dean and Pharm to truly be themselves.
That thank you from In Touch in the dream sequence is so loaded with meaning. It isn't just a dream, is it? It's a powerful, almost sacred message. What does that thank you really signify for their journey?
That thank you from In Touch is laden with profound gratitude, but also with a sense of completion. It's a message to Pharm and Dean for resolving their tragic past, for enduring the pain, for confronting the shadows, and for allowing them, Korn and In Touch, to finally move on from a life cut tragically short. It provides Pharm with the absolute final piece of closure needed to free him completely from the trauma of being In Touch's reincarnation. Crucially, this peaceful vision confirms that Dean and Pharm's love is truly their own, a unique connection forged in the present, not just a product of the red thread of fate dictating their actions.
And they both have the same dream.
Yes. The synchronicity of both Dean and Pharm having the exact same dream, simultaneously experiencing that shared moment of final peace, underscores their profound unity. It signifies that they are truly finding peace together as two complete, whole souls moving forward, unburdened by the specific pain and unresolved questions of the past. They can now choose their own future.
Inspired by the shared vision and the profound sense of release, Dean and Pharm finally reunite, ready to forge their unique path, free from the past's shadow.
Their emotional reunion is everything fans could hope for and more. It's filled with heartfelt apologies, powerful reaffirmations of their love, and concrete, tangible plans for a future together, including moving in after graduation and even discussing marriage. Dean takes an incredibly touching, symbolic step by changing his surname to match In Touch's. This isn't just a legal formality, it's described within the narrative as an apology to In and his father, and a way to honor In and Korn, acknowledging the full weight of their shared history.
That's a really powerful gesture.
It truly is. He then places In Touch's family ring on Palm's finger, symbolizing not just their deep personal bond, but the complete healing and integration of past generations. They are finally free to love without fear, carving out their own happy ending, choosing their future together, deliberately breaking the cycle, and building something entirely new and uniquely theirs.
Beyond the central couple, the show populates its world with a really vital and engaging array of supporting characters. They're certainly not just background noise, are they, like Win and Team?
Not at all. Secondary characters like Win and Team are absolutely integral to the ecosystem of Until We Meet Again. They provide not just much-needed comic relief and unwavering emotional support for Dean and Pharm, but they also offer a lighter, contrasting storyline that develops alongside the main narrative. Their budding romance, while featuring its own set of present-life angst and charming misunderstandings, is less burdened by the crushing weight of past trauma that defines Dean and Pharm's journey.
Right, gives you a bit of breathing room.
Exactly. This highlights the unique struggles of the main couple by providing a comparative lens and offers crucial moments of levity and normalcy that prevent the series from becoming overwhelmingly heavy. This expanded storyline was so popular and their chemistry so undeniable that it even led to a hugely successful spin-off series, Between Us, which further explored Win and Team's relationship, showing just how rich and well-developed this universe and its characters truly are.
Yeah, Between Us was great too.
It's a testament to the show's world-building that even its supporting players can anchor their own narrative. So what does this all mean for us as viewers, for you, listening to this deep dive? Until We Meet Again offers a profound, emotionally charged exploration into the concept that love, even when thwarted by immense societal intolerance and unspeakable tragedy, possesses an almost mystical power to transcend death itself. It teaches us that healing is a complex, multifaceted journey that often requires actively confronting the past, not just for individuals to find personal peace, but for entire families and generations to break cycles of suffering and remorse. It's a powerful testament to the resilience of the human spirit and the enduring transformative power of connection.
It's a powerful reminder that while the past can indeed cast a long, painful shadow, we in the present always have the agency, the choice, to choose differently. It asks you to consider what echoes from the past, perhaps from your own family history or cultural legacy, might be subtly shaping your present. And what conscious choices can you make today to honor the struggles of yesterday, to acknowledge the pain, and to build a more accepting, loving, and truly free future for yourself and those around you?
This deep dive into Until We Meet Again ultimately leaves us with a compelling and deeply human question. If love truly is fated across lifetimes, carrying with it not just joy but also profound trauma, what responsibility do we have to the souls who came before us? And how do we ensure their stories finally find peace, not just through remembrance, but through new, unburdened love that can heal the deepest of wounds and forge a future free from past regrets? It's a beautiful, heartbreaking, and ultimately profoundly hopeful journey.
We truly hope you enjoyed this deep dive into the powerful narrative and emotional landscape of Until We Meet Again. If this story touched you, or if you have your own thoughts on fate, trauma, second chances, and the red thread of destiny, we'd absolutely love to hear from you. Be sure to subscribe, like, and leave your opinions in the comment section below. And don't forget to check out our other